Hi, I'm Neeraj Bhasin, vascular surgeon and chair of the Circulation Foundation. I'd really like to thank Jim Shannon, MP, chair of the Venous and Vascular All-Party Parliamentary Group, for giving his time up today in Vascular Health Awareness Month to chat to us. So I'll start off with the first question, which is, Jim, clearly you had a lot of options when you started in your role. So why is vascular health important to you, and what drew you to be involved specifically with the Vascular and Venous All-Party Parliamentary Group?
Okay, well, thank you very much. My name is Jim Shannon. I'm the Member of Parliament for Strangford. I've been an MP since 2010. Previous to that, a MLA in the Assembly and also a councillor. I start my 39th year as an elected representative, so it's quite a long time. But interests are health, obviously. So for me, it's really important to have this. I'm privileged, honoured to be the chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Group in Vascular and Venous Disease. Why is it important? Simply because my constituents come to me with these issues. So I suppose that creates the interest, creates the follow-on. I've had the pleasure as well, and the pleasure is the right way of putting it, to visit the Royal Victoria Hospital in Northern Ireland, where the vascular health is very, very clearly an issue. I think what I feel is that vascular health is crucial because it directly impacts upon the overall well-being and quality of life of many of my constituents, realistically, honestly, and not just for me, but indeed for patients across the whole of the country. Circulatory system plays a very important and vital role in ensuring the health of everybody. So any disruption of disease in the system can lead to difficulties and serious health problems down the line, with possibly the loss of limbs and even death. Those are some of the things that my constituents are facing, and I know that what happens in Northern Ireland is replicated across the rest of the United Kingdom. So the issue is for us all. Why is it also important? Because the underrepresentation of vascular disease within the population, even within Parliament itself, if I can say that. So I hope that maybe through this podcast and through the purpose that we're setting out, that we can raise awareness, improve the research, and advocate for improved service provision to address these issues. If we could do that, wow, then we'd have achieved a whole lot. Absolutely, yeah.
Thanks, Jim. And I'll come back to that underrepresentation in what that you've described in a future question. But just for people who may not know, may not have, worked with the APPG as we have, what is the role of the APPG in raising that awareness you've described into vascular disease?
Um, I suppose all APPGs have a singular purpose, and that is to raise awareness of what the APPG stands for. For us, it's the vascular health and the venous disease. We want to raise awareness of that. We want to encourage actions within government where the power lies, where the focus of our intention should be, and thereby promote a greater priority of the prevention and the treatment. Number one, I suppose we also want to encourage research, because research moves us on to the next stage where we can heal people, or prevent people losing their limbs, or prevent people dying, and if we can do that, then that's good. Now we have some excellent work. I know that, I see that when I'm talking to some of the individuals. I'm aware of the excellence and innovation that there is in vascular and venous disease. We also want parliamentarians to be aware of the work of the medical professionals like yourself and others, and how they can be helped to provide better service to patients. Now, that's what we're hoping to achieve. I would hope that we can do that. The APPG has the opportunity to bring together a large range of experts from within the vascular community to advocate for better health, for better awareness, for better research. And the key to the decision makers are within government, or at least the direction comes from government. Decision makers are probably more local, but the local ones want government to act for them. So I think that's what we're about. That better dialogue, perhaps between medical practitioners, between researchers and policymakers, of which Parliament would be part of that, and to address the gaps in knowledge and care for vascular diseases across the country. I'm not saying that we're better than anybody else, but over the last year, the VVAPPG has released 2 really important reports on various aspects of vascular disease. So it shows that we're actually doing something, and something that's helpful and critical and vital, including self-care and supporting the venous workforce. We've also held a range of meetings and sessions on quality improvement, delivering better services for patients, raising awareness for vascular disease more generally, because I'm not sure if everybody really understands what it is, but whenever you're confronted with it, it becomes something you not forget. So the work is vital to ensuring parliamentarians are aware of these hidden challenges, which there are some, and can work together with the NHS to resolve them. So yeah, that's a big workload, but I mean, we're up to it. Yeah, thank you.
That's great, thank you. I mean, just to pick up on what you've said in the answer to the first question, and again there about underrepresentation or awareness. So for me as a vascular surgeon, I see lots of public awareness campaigns, funding into heart attacks and strokes. I mean, peripheral arterial disease has very much the same disease process, and as you've remarked, significant personal economic impacts. It can lead to limb loss, high mortality rates, but the awareness is lower. So, sort of from your position as chair of the APPG, why do you think there is that discrepancy? And what message would you want to get across to the patients and public around vascular health?
Well, I suppose I'm always hoping that people will know what action can be taken to perhaps stop um, the loss of limbs, the deterioration in health. That's the first thing. Early diagnosis, early understanding. And I just use this as an example. It's nothing to do with vascular health and venous disease, but I'm a diabetic. I didn't know I was a diabetic. I figured I was a diabetic a year before. If I'd have known the symptoms, I don't know what to look out for. I think from a vascular health and venous disease point of view, I think I want to make sure that people are aware of those things. So what is it, vascular health? What does it mean for those who are perhaps in the early stages of it, and maybe aren't just quite sure what they need to do? Well, no, you need to do regular checkups, screenings to prevent the complications that lead to limb loss. Education. Wow, we're not going to confound or with lots and lots of papers, but education about their high risk factors of vascular health, smoking, diabetes, which I'm one, and high blood pressure. I thank goodness his mind's under control. He seems to be anyway. And the role of lifestyle modifications in reducing these risks. These are chronic diseases. They're prevalent in society. Can we raise awareness in relation to it? Yes, we can, and let's do that. So we want to maintain vascular health and significantly improve one's overall quality of life and mobility. You know, if we can in some way move the story along in a way that we can make lives better, and bring that to the attention of the healthcare professionals. What people need to do for themselves, number one, but what the healthcare professionals can do for them, number two. I think not to do there, but I think we can do that. Yeah, I believe we can, with government's help, of course.
Thanks, Jim. I mean, really brilliant to hear that. And, you know, as a circulation foundation, we're delighted to have made such a strong connection with the APPG Secretariat, and look forward to working together moving forward for the benefits of both our patients and our patients' families, as you've described. So just from a circulation foundation point of view and chair of that, I'm just really interested to know what your view is of how you see the role of charities working in this area.
Um, you can never underestimate the work of charities. I think they're critical for every health condition, no matter where it is. There's a charity out there that looks after the group of people who are having difficulties. The Circulation Foundation charity quite clearly has focused upon vascular health and venous disease. Thank goodness they have. And thereby you can work for the benefits of the patients and their families, because very often, if you haven't got, well, fact is, if you haven't got your health, then you can't work, and if you can't work, then there's financial pressures. Never mind all the other health pressures, which are significant, and they impact upon the patients as well. So what policies do we need to benefit patients? Policies that are important for patients. I believe that the Circulation Foundation advocates in that direction, including, I referred to earlier on, education materials. You collaborate with the APPG to amplify their impact and ensure that messages are shared at a parliamentary level. Really important we get the message out to all the parliamentarians and beyond that. Big job to do, but we need to start somewhere, and you're helping us do just that.
Thank you, Jim. I was really glad. Like I said, we're delighted at the connection we've made and how mutually beneficial that is, but not only to us as organisations, but also to the patients. So just with regard to that, we've made that connection, and it was just to cover the specific initiatives or policies that the APPG are currently working on. And we've made that connection. It's how can other individuals or organisations like the CF get involved with the APPG and support your work?
Well, we try to be very active if at all possible, and I think we're well supported by the likes of Roger and Sophie and also Katie, by yourselves. This is a team effort. It doesn't happen by one person. There's no I in team. Team makes it happen. So it's how we do it together and do it better. So we've had several meetings on improving outcomes for patients, which I think has been really important. We're looking at the impact of the CQUIN and the Vascular Society's Quality Improvement Framework and their program. Really important we do that. The outcomes from these sessions highlight the importance of promoting best practice to ensure quality outcomes for patients across the country. So those are some of the things. We also, the APPG has been reaching out to ICS who were not part of the program in the past to share the examples of best practice and learning from other centres. Maybe that helps them overcome their own barriers. If there are barriers, I'm not saying there is, but there possibly could be. Throughout the year, the APPG will be holding further meetings, other meetings, and would welcome individuals and organisations to get in touch. We've also, I understand from Roger and Sophie just beforehand, with those who have constituents who have approached us, we've asked them to contact their MPs, because I believe their MP. By the way, I believe MPs are inherently good people who wish to do their best for their constituents. That would be my hope, and I believe that is probably my belief as well. So if they contact their MP, I'm quite sure their MP will support the APPG that they've asked them to. So lots to do, but yes, I think we can start to nudge it along a wee bit quicker than perhaps it has been in the past.
Thank you. And so just sort of as a final question, really, what are your thoughts and on sort of developments or priorities in the future vascular health across the UK?
I suppose you always think of your wish list, don't you? Maybe first, Neerja, the wish would be that those with vascular health would be treated in time, wouldn't lose their limbs, their health wouldn't deteriorate. They would have a quality of life and time with their family. That's not peaches and cream stuff. It's a real ambition. I think it's achievable as well. So the challenges for patients and for the NHS in vascular health are there. Sometimes hidden challenges, I think, perhaps. But there is undoubtedly, and we feel there is a growing awareness of the importance of vascular health in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. There are also many treatments. That comes down to the research, more technology is being developed. And you always hope that a bit like all other diseases like diabetes, like cancer, and heart and stroke as well, but hopefully these technologies and new treatments can make a progress in preventing, diagnosing, and treating vascular disease. I'm hopeful that the work of the Venous and the Vascular Health APPG, in partnership with the Circulation Foundation and other great organisations like yourselves, can help to improve services in areas across the country, improve outcomes for patients in my constituency of Strangford, but everywhere in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. That's a goal I'm hoping to achieve through the APPG as chair, but it's one that I can't achieve by myself. It's one I can only achieve with the cooperation of other colleagues, MPs, with the support of government, and ultimately with yourselves, the Circulation Foundation, and others who feel that the goals are worth achieving, worth reaching, and making lives better. Wow. I always think about making lives better. That's like goal I wish to do every day of my life. I think we can do that together better for the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jim. And I think that's a lovely point for us to sort of conclude the questioning, really, because it absolutely is a team effort, no egos, no sort of, it's all about shared agenda and pulling in the same direction for the benefits of our patients. So from the perspective of the Circulation Foundation, I'd just like to thank you so much for your time today. And again, as you've described, we really look forward to working together in the future to drive awareness, research, and improve care for our patients. So thank you for your time.
Well, thank you very much, and to Jay and Amy in the background there for pulling the strings and making it work. Thank you.